I think. Going to my tab. All right. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those of you that are new, and those of you that have been here, it's going to be a review. But during your program, you're going to learn two basic facial procedures that emulate the European facial. So a little background, Jane Warwand, who's a co-founder of Dermalogica, came over here from Britain back in the 80s and brought over a lot of the European techniques that they used over there into the American culture because she felt like we weren't doing facials right. And now she has her product in schools, in stores, all over the world. One cool thing about Dermalogica is they've never done ads. So you like most business, they pay for ads, they pay for advertising, all that stuff. One thing that they've never done is paid for promotion, right? We learned that word the other day. Ads, marketing, social media, anything. The name itself became such a big phenomenon that people just started putting them in the paper, in magazines, in people, in all the different media outlets, and it also grew that way. So I don't know of any other company that's ever done that. That's pretty cool. But that's one cool fact about Dermalogica. So another cool fact about Dermalogica is they give you an ingredient book, which I should have had with me, that has all the different ingredients for the products that you'll be using. So if your clients have any allergies, you can just refer to that Dermalogica gray book that you got in your skincare kit. A third cool thing about Dermalogica is that they use natural products. So they're using things that shouldn't be harmful to the skin, shouldn't be damaging, shouldn't cause trauma or issues. Granted, sometimes when people use a professional product line for the first time, it can break them out because their skin is not used to using professional products. So sometimes people get a little bit of a breakout, may notice drying, whatever, what have you, because their skin hasn't been trained to use those products. But for the most part, Dermalogica is safe for most people unless they just have super sensitive skin or, something else going on. But you will learn two facials. You will learn a Pro 30 and you will learn a Pro 60. Your Pro 30 facial is going to be a 30-minute facial. Let me find that. It's going to be a 30-minute facial where you pick out 3 modules. So let me back up a little bit. You're going to learn 2 facials, a Pro 30, a Pro 60, but in conglomeration, a Pro 30 is half of a Pro 60. And a Pro 60 is made up of 6 modules. Those 6 modules are going to include your cleanse, which Dermalogica calls it a double cleanse. If you use a different company, they may call it a deep cleanse. Okay. Oops. How's that here? Hold on. Okay, so they have 6 modules. Your first module is going to be your double cleanse, and you can see that on the Pro 30. You'll always start with the double cleanse. The double cleanse will consist of your pre-cleanse, which let me go grab this stuff so I can guys.
Ashley, should there be a video playing?
No, I think she just went to go grab some bottles to show us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't find my pre-cleanse. All right, so it's going to consist of your pre-cleanse. This will always be your first module, whether you're doing a Pro 30, a Pro 60, a back facial, a microdermabrasion, a chemical peel, any light therapy, any type of treatment. You're always going to start with your pre-cleanse. Your pre-cleanse is Dermalogica's way of removing residue from the face, oil, makeup, anything that could be blocking the penetration of your actual treatment product. If your clients have allergies to anything that's in here, again, you have your handy dandy book that you can look at, and I would suggest just looking through this because it's going to let you know about ingredients. So that way, no matter what line you use, oh, my stuff's missing on mine. That way, no matter what line you use, you know ingredients. So you decide, oh, I don't want to use, Dermalogica. I want to go with Skin Script. Skin Script's going to use the same ingredients. I can't find my book right now. Skin Script is going to use the same ingredients, but they're just going to be formulated differently. But you'll understand how those products work based off the ingredients if you start to study ingredients. But this will always be what you choose unless something's wrong. So this will always be your first cleanse, your pre-cleanse. Then you're still in the same module. You're going to go into your what we call skin analysis in the general world, but Dermalogica calls it face mapping. And sometimes you can see it as face zoning or face analyzation, all the same thing, where you're going in and you're looking at your client's skin. And from there, you're going to decide what type of treatment they need. So they came in for a Pro 30, but they may need a Pro 60, or they came in for, a chemical peel, but you think that might be too invasive and they need an enzymatic treatment. It just depends. But that is the point where you determine the rest of the products that you're going to use during your face mapping. You also determine if you're going to do extractions during that time when your extraction section comes up, and you're going to determine what mask you're going to use. Those are the main things that you have to be concerned about, as well as your second cleanser. So your second cleanser is going to be your treatment cleanser. You're going to determine if you're going to do extractions or not. You're also going to determine the mask that you need, and then if the facial that they have signed up for is actually what they should be getting. So again, double cleanse is the first module, but there's 3 steps in it. There's the pre-cleanse, which removes residue, gets the skin all ready for the actual treatments that you're going to do on it with different products and or machines or devices. Then you have your face mapping. We're going through and you're looking at the different zones of the face. So you're looking at the forehead. Is there acne? Is there hyperpigmentation? Are there any type of lesions that you should be concerned with? Starting from the forehead, working your way down, or starting from the chin, working your way up, however you want to do it. Just make sure that you analyze the whole face. A good rule of thumb that I like to let people know is that you should also look in the ears, because people get a lot of blackheads in the ears that will be in there for years from their shampoo, from having oily hair, from not cleaning their ears thoroughly, and they can be hard to get. So make sure you look in their ears and then look behind the ears as well for places. And then I've seen people go as far as looking in the nose. I know sometimes I'll get like a little whitehead in my nose and they're so hard to pop, and I'll just be like pressing. There's a lot of stuff flying around. So that could be, something that you do. Nose waxing for a while was really popular. But anyway, so you're going to analyze the skin, look at all the different zones, make sure you look at the ears, inside the ears, and then you're going to decide, okay, do I need scaling fluid, which we'll talk about next week, which is going to be your pre-extraction product that you use that loosens up the sebum in the skin, helps the pore actually release the debris, and allows for the steam to actually penetrate better. And then it helps with overall extraction. So you're going to decide if you need to do extractions. You're going to decide on the type of mask you use. Now, I understand, I think you guys only got one mask, the colloidal base or something like that. But again, as a learning to be reputable profession in the aesthetics world, it's your responsibility to add different products if you need it. You know, if you see a mask that you think might be good and you have a lot of models that are more mature skin or age skin, get the invest in the Age Smart line and get the, what is it called? Like Rejuvelize or something mask from the Age Smart line. I can't think of it right now, but get that. Or if you see that you have a lot of clients that need to detoxify their skin, Dermalogica came out with a charcoal mask. Get what you need so you can be the best at your craft. But anyway, so we're still in the first module. We're still talking about the double cleanse. We've done our pre-cleanse, we're doing our skin analysis, and now we're deciding on the rest of the products. So we talked about scaling gel if they need it for extractions. We've also talked about what type of mask we're going to use going into other masks if we need to invest. And then we're also going to decide if they need other treatment. So maybe they came in for just a Pro 30 and you decided looking at their skin, they definitely could benefit from a Pro 60 and they may be a good candidate for microdermabrasion or chemical pills or micro pills, whatever the case may be. You'll learn, you know, more as you go through your program. But the point is, for the actual skin mapping or face mapping in Dermalogica terms, it's a chance for you to upsell the service that they came in for. It's also a chance for you to show your plethora of knowledge and skill set. You know, don't let them know that you just do facials. Let them know that you do facials with devices. You could also be talking to them, you know, looking at their lashes, looking at their mouth or their eyebrows. Do they need an eyebrow wax? Waxing is always great on the face after you've steamed the face. Why? Because the skin is willing to release it. You know, when it's all dry and it's in its natural state, it's not willing to let things go, good or bad. But if you've plumped it up, it's steamed, you moisturize it, done all those things, it's going to be more willing to let go of the hair. So that's another upsell opportunity and another service that you can show that your clients do. I do facials and I do waxing. You know, I noticed you had a little peach fuzz around your mouth, or have you ever gotten a lip wax? Have you ever gotten an eyebrow wax? Great, I do eyebrow waxes. So it's a chance for you to upsell the facial that you're on. It's also a chance for you to introduce other products to your client. One thing that you'll learn in your consultation is that you should be asking your clients what products are they currently using, because you may need to switch their whole skincare regimen. They could be using garbage that's tearing up their skin, and that's why they have all these different conditions going on. Or they could be using something that's amazing and have them keep using it, but maybe incorporate a couple of things that you think will benefit them and help them get to their ultimate skincare goals. That's a conversation that you have in the consultation. But you can also start to introduce new products during the skin analysis. So, you know, during your consultation, you said you didn't use an exfoliant. Great, we have daily microfoliant. It's great for all skin types. It's super non-abrasive. You can use it every day. It will lightly slough off dead skin cells, so on and so forth. And you give them your pitch, so that way you let them know that you're educated and you know what you're talking about, but then you're also educating them to reach their skincare goals. So you're going to do all of that during the face map. And then you're also going to pick out the treatment cleanser. I know you guys got the special cleansing gel in your bag of tricks. I know you guys got the special cleansing gel in your bag of tricks. This is also a really good cleanser for all skin types, especially in the now getting wintry months. We want to use more things that are going to hydrate, moisturize, lock in the moisture. Most gel-based products are going to be water-based, so this can be good for anybody. Super kind of silky on the skin, if you will. I feel like it always makes my skin feel fresh. But if you don't have an additional cleanser because you're just starting out or whatever, you can always use this as your treatment cleanser, because it's good for everybody. And we all need hydration. Most of us are dehydrated anyways. So I oftentimes have the students use this just because I know they got it in their kits. Another really good one that I like is the Dermaclay because you can use it as a mask and a cleanser. It doubles as both, and I like the way it smells. It's there's menthol in it, and the menthol just makes your skin like tingle, but it has like this very distinct smell. It's like, I don't know, aromatic. It's weird. I don't know, but I like it. But okay, so anyway, I got off track. We've done your pre-cleanse, we've done your face mapping. We decided that we're going to use special cleansing gel for your treatment cleanser. And you do all that in the first 10 minutes. So I always say that each cleanse should be about 3 minutes or so. So, you know, you've done your greeting, you've done your consultation, you've changed them, your room set up, you've draped them, all that stuff. That is when you start your timer, is when their head is actually draped and you're going into your first module, which is your double cleanse. So we've done our pre-cleanse for 3 minutes. We removed, and then we did our skin analysis. That's going to be about probably about 4 minutes or so. And then you do your second cleanse, which should be 2 to 3 minutes. Because in that time that you're cleansing, you're also removing the product to make sure that there's no residue for the next product that you're doing. So that will be your first module. Again, each module is 10 minutes. So if you're doing a Pro 30, you're going to pick your double cleanse will always be first, and then you're going to pick 2 other modules. You're doing a Pro 60, your double cleanse will be first, but then you'll do all 6 modules. So after you've done your pre-cleanse, your face mapping, and your treatment or prescribed cleanser in Dermalogica words, you then move to your second module for a Pro 30. They call this the targeted module. So when it's talking about a targeted module, why did your client come in? Did they come in because they want extractions because they have blackheads all over their chin? Did they come in because their skin is discolored and they want to fix their pigmentation? Did they come in because they have fine lines and wrinkles? What brought them into you that day? And that is the module you'll choose. So if, you know, they want, you know, more moisture in the skin, you may want to choose the masking module, which is the deep treatment. You know, if they came in and they have minor breakouts, maybe you want to do extractions as the targeted module. If they just maybe want relaxation, maybe you just want to do touch therapy, which is the massage. And you guys can see all of these on the other page. And then the third module is going to be the dermalayering. Now, Dermalogica does it as a 30-minute. I kind of do it as a 40-minute because I'm always going to give them moisturizer before they leave, even if that wasn't something that I necessarily picked. So like, let's say I picked a double cleanse. I picked extractions, but I also saw that they needed like a really good mask after the extraction. I'll go ahead and do the mask as the third module and then just do the dermal layering really lightly. They say the dermal layering is 10 minutes because you're supposed to be cocktailing the skin. So you're supposed to be putting serums on to treat targeted areas such as if they had hyperpigmentation or acne. And then you're also putting on the actual moisturizer if they need it, or maybe another serum. And then if it's nighttime, you're going to do a night cream. And then if it's day, you're going to do sunscreen. So that's where the layering comes in. You're putting different layers of serums or moisturizers or sunscreen on the skin to give it that finished. I'm going to do that regardless, but if I see that they need something, I give a little bit more. That's kind of a personal preference, but those are the 3 modules that you should be choosing. It should be double cleanse as 1, and then your dermal layering as 3, and then you choose either the resurfacing, the extractions, the touch therapy, or the deep treatment as number 2. So that sums up a Pro 30. Now we move over to a Pro 60, and the only thing is we're adding 3 additional modules. So it's 10 additional minutes for each module. So again, we have the double cleanse, right? Pre-cleanse, face mapping, special cleansing gel, or prescribed treatment cleanser, depending on your client's skin. Then we skip to the resurfacing, which is going to be your daily microfoliant. I think that's all you guys got in. Oh wait, you got the Accelator 35 too. The daily microfoliant. Oh, here's my book. I don't know where it was. It's in my little kit. The daily microfoliant is great for all skin types. In my handy dandy book. Anybody can use this. It is good for all skin types, all skin types. Good for all skin types or skin conditions, I should say. This unique rice-based enzyme powder with the botanical brightening complex microfoliates dull debris and instantly leaves skin noticeably smoother, brighter, and can be used daily. One really important key that they say that's in here is that it's enzymes. Enzymes are really good for naturally going in and just metabolizing dead skin cells. So if you rub pineapple all over your face, pineapple has a natural enzyme, bromelain, and if you just sit that on your face, it'll naturally just eat away your dead skin cells, and you'll notice that it will be brighter as well. So they use a lot of that. I don't know if it's in this product. A lot of bromelain and papain in their products because those are natural exfoliants and enzymes. And enzymes are really good for the skin. They're a lot gentler than your chemical peels or your microdermabrasions, but they're all in the same category as exfoliation. And then you have your Accelator 35. I thought I took out, which used to be Dermalogica's chemical pill, but then they came out with the pro pill. So now they have something that's a little bit stronger. The Accelator 35 does have AHAs and BHAs in it. It can be used on just about anybody that doesn't have sensitive skin or has like minor breakouts or what have you. You can actually, as you get more versed, excuse me, mix the two. So this is going to dilute this, but yeah, this is going to dilute this. And did I say right? This is going to dilute this, but this is going to make this more spicy, if that makes sense. But these are your two exfoliants that you can use just about on anybody. This is what's going to be in your resurfacing module. Your resurfacing module will always be module 2, whether you're doing a back treatment, facial, whatever you're doing, it's always going to be your second module. You'll always cleanse, then you'll always get off the dead skin. If it's not called resurfacing in regular terms, it's just called the exfoliation step. And then you go into your extractions where you're actually removing debris from the skin after you've exfoliated the top layer. So let's see. Everybody, I hope you guys know how to use daily microfoliant. Read. I'm always assigning reading. Read your book. That will give you everything you know. The textbook and this book, it will really help you whether you use Dermalogica or not, because you'll have it in your mind. Okay, I know that, you know, AHAs are going to be glycolic acid, lactic acid, and what's another one? Mandelic acid. You know, glycolic acid comes from sugarcane. If my client tells me they have an issue with sugarcane, then I can't use any glycolic products on them. Again, I could have learned that from, you know, using Dermalogica, but I'm taking it with me throughout my career. Lactic acid, if they say they have a milk allergy, I know lactic acid comes from sour milk. So that's not going to be a good product to use on them. But they don't have any issues with like citrus things. So maybe I'll switch and I'll use an enzyme on them as opposed to a chemical exfoliation. So just stuff like that. You'll carry it with you. When I was at, what was it called? Diner, we had, what's it called? Ingredient dictionaries. We don't give them at this school, but you're more than welcome to go on like Amazon or somewhere and look for them. They're really great. They just have all sorts of kinds of ingredients. I still look at it sometimes when I'm buying hair products or what have you. I was trying to find what page this is on, so I could go over it a little bit with you. But these are going to be your two types of resurfacing or resurfacers that you'll do in module 2. Whether you're doing a Pro 30, a Pro 60, a back facial, whatever, you're always going to have your resurfacing be your second, your targeted module in a Pro 60, I should say. Because if you choose a different one in a Pro 30, it won't be your second.
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead.
So I know one of the bottles has use with instructors permission.
What'd you say?
One of the bottles have an instruction saying use with professor's instruction. So I'm not sure which one it is.
Professional use only? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
At the bottom?
it's written on the bag because it's inside a bag. I
Is it
think it's
the
the
Accelerator 35?
yes.
Yeah. If you read through, like we're reading through it, you'll be fine. You don't have to use it with, you're saying that somebody needs to be there while you're using it. Is that what you're
Oh no,
asking?
I'm just wondering why. Does it burn or
It can. I
okay.
mean, anytime you put acid on your face, it's literally eating the dead top, melting. So, quick rundown. Enzymes are going to eat, we'll use that word, your skin cells. Acids are going to melt your skin cells. And then microdermabrasion, which is a mechanical form of resurfacing or exfoliation, is going to mechanically move it, meaning you're using a machine to use it and you're microblasting the face to remove the dead skin cells. So anytime you're using acids, enzymes are usually fine. Microdermabrasion, you're usually fine. But anytime you're using enzymes, anytime you're using acids, you have to have a caution in place because you can burn someone. People have gotten, first degree burns from people not properly using chemical exfoliation, leaving it on too long, steaming with it too long, not doing thorough analyzations, not doing the right face mapping, any of that. And so they're always going to have some type of caution to let you know that if this is used incorrectly, yeah, you can cause major damage.
Thank you.
All right. Sure. Let me just Aiden, go upstairs and put him up because you're doing that on purpose. Get on. All right. So accelerate or exfoliate, exfoliant accelerator 35. They have it as premature aging skin, but when we go over advanced treatments again, you will learn that chemical peels can be used in conjunction with a lot of people, various ages, various ethnicities. Again, it just has to be used in the proper format. It has a low pH of a 3.2 concentrate and chamomile extract base. It contains skin smoothing ingredients, including lactic acid, which is a brightener, peptides and enzymes from bacteria and papaya, plus fermentization, enzymes to boost exfoliation. So it's fermented, the enzymes. Anytime you ferment it, that just means you add sugar. Like a SCOBY, which is kombucha. Have you guys ever heard of kombucha? That's all that is bacteria and yeast to help with your gut flora. I drink it all the time. So it's really, really good for you. Ingesting enzymes through natural fruits will help with the skin. You could be a fruitarian where you just eat fruit all the time. That will really clean you out. That will also alkaline your body if you suffer from autoimmune diseases. You may have a high rate of cancer cells in your body, but not necessarily cancer. Putting a lot of fruits that have a lot of nourishment in them into your body will naturally heal it. And so that's the same thing that they're doing. Instead of putting it in your body, you're putting it on top of your body and the skin is absorbing it. But it's the same benefits, whether we're ingesting it orally or topically. It's still changing the outcome of your skin. Let's see. Exfoliant Accelerator 35 is a highly active concentrate that may be used undiluted on skin or added to Dermalogica chemical exfoliants to intensify and accelerate the exfoliation activity. I'm on my class. Can you guys go? Your car because the guy's fixing it. He wants to go. Is it gonna ice storm or anything? It's temporary. I guess. These are in there. You guys are annoying. I'm trying to. So you apply exfoliant Accelator 35 to undiluted on the skin. And you're going to use extreme caution for whoever asked the question. I can't see you. I can only see my screen, so I'm not sure who asked it. And do not leave your client unattended. So whether you're doing a regular chemical peel or what have you, you want to make sure that you never leave the client unattended. Give me 1 second. So you want to make sure that you never leave the client unattended, no matter what type of chemical peel that you're doing, because you don't want anything to happen. A freak accident that happened when I was in school was a client got a massage, and the massage cream was, I think, what did it have in it? It was like algae or something. And the massage therapist left the room, and the client was in a body wrap. And the client, or excuse me, the technician left the room for like 15 or 20 minutes. And then when she came back, the client wasn't breathing. Called 911. Ultimately, the client died. And I believe the technician lost her license. So that's why it's really important to do consultations and make sure, especially if it's the first time with your client, that you don't leave. Now, if you're leaving for a second to go get a fresh towel or fresh water or something like that, that's fine, because you're not going to be gone long. But just to leave them because you need to go to the restroom or whatever, and you've never worked with them, you don't know how their skin is, you don't know how they're going to react to things, it's not recommended, because sometimes people have allergies and they're not aware that they have those allergies. So you have to make sure that you stay with them. Accelator 35, do not use if skin is sensitive, sunburned, irritated, or within 24 hours of waxing. Most exfoliants you're not going to do within 24 hours of waxing or resurfacing. Just because when you wax, you technically resurface the skin. Especially if you're using soft wax, you're going to take a couple of layers of skin with you, along with hair, maybe some other things that are going on with the skin. That's normal. So if we've already resurfaced it through a harsh practice of ripping the hair off the follicle as well as ripping the skin off the surface, you can't go back and put something that's going to burn something that's already lifted off. I hope that makes sense, because you can cause a burn that way and damage the skin more. Also, you can cause bruising with this if it penetrates too deeply. You can also cause hyperpigmentation. So if my own story, I got a chemical peel. It was my senior year of high school, and I forgot I got it. And I like to work out outside. Whole bottom of my face turned black due to sun exposure, right? Because if we're taking off the stratum corneum, top layer, that's our protective layer. That's how we're protected from the outside elements. If that's gone and new skin is trying to develop and the sun already burns, us anyways, what is that going to do? Cause a disaster. And I still have damage from it today, where my mouth is darker because of the damage that I did. So keep that in mind when you're using Accelator 35. I would recommend that using this more in the wintertime or the autumn time, because the air is drier and we're not getting as much sun rays. Some people choose to do chemical peels throughout the whole year. That's, again, a personal choice, but you have to educate your clients on how to treat their skin or take care of their skin when it's the winter months.
So would you, if a client came in for waxing and then facial, say they wanted to like wax their face, would you do the facial or the waxing first?
I would do the facial first, because that will plump up the skin and get it ready for the wax. The steam will open up the pores and leave it kind of ready to be waxed or ready to be treated, if you will.
Thanks.
Clients using Retin-A, Renova, Adaplane, or any medically prescribed exfoliating product must discontinue use at least 2 weeks before undergoing this treatment. Clients who are taking Accutane or have taken Accutane within the past 6 months should not receive any exfoliation treatments. I even have them wait a year. I haven't really ran into people that have used Accutane. If I have, they've been off of it for years because it's just that detrimental. This product contains AHAs that may increase the skin sensitivity to the sun and particularly the possibility of sunburn. Advise clients to use sunscreen and limit sun exposure for 1 week after treatment. Slightly tingling, mild itching, or some temporary skin redness are normal reactions to a highly active exfoliant. Use of this product by untrained, unlicensed persons may result in extreme skin irritation, skin lifting, or injury. So there's that caution for whoever asked the question. Using it improperly, incorrectly, without proper training, without reading how you use it, yeah, you can damage someone's skin. However, when you do read what you need to read and you understand how it works and what you're actually putting on the skin, this can be a very vital tool. I love chemical pills. I mean, I chemical pill everything. They do it now on vajacials. You can get enzymatic pills. People like to have, you know, smooth areas all over. I mean, the inner thighs, the knees, the elbows, the back. I'm trying to think, the chest. Probably more so men, not women. If they have like maybe acne or something going on, you could do a light chemical exfoliation on them. So you apply a thin layer of colloidal mask base. You don't have to. I would say, we're not going to talk about this today, but just a side note, this is another resurfacer that you guys have, the multivitamin power exfoliant. I would apply the colloidal base for this because this sucker burns. To me, this is more effective than this. I don't know if it's more potent or what, but this has always burned the living bejesus out of me. So I always have to base it because it's just strong. Anyway, you can put the colloidal base on it. That's what the base means. You should have had colloidal and conductive. Both of those are base masks, meaning that you can base them. So you put on, you know, I like turkey base of turkey. So you base your face with the colloidal mask or the conductive mask, and then you can put this on top of it, or you can put another mask on top of it. But it creates a level, it creates a barrier basically. The product is still able to be penetrated, but it helps with that burning effect or that tingling sensation that can really irritate the skin. You dispense 2 pumps of exfoliant, I'm just going to call it accelerator, into hands or your little cup if you have it, and apply to the face, neck, and chest using spreading movements to evenly distribute over the skin. You will notice that Dermalogica uses a lot of cotton when they are doing facials. I personally like to use brushes. When I was taught, brushes actually penetrate more because it's a little bit more abrasive. However, you can sometimes get more product with cotton, right? So even though cotton soaks up some of the product, so does the brush. So it's a little bit, there's usually a little bit more product on there, as well as it's not as irritating when you use cotton versus like a brush. But if you get good bristles on your brush, you should be fine. Use continuous light effleurage movements to massage Accelator 35 over the skin to dissipate any irritation or tingling. You can also get a fan. I know when I first started doing chemical pills, you can get like the whole handheld fans, like from church, or what's the other thing? A portable fan, like you use with your lashes. And you can either hold it or have your client hold it, either or, for a few minutes. And once the tingling subsides, they're usually okay. Usually the tingling subsides in the first 3 to 5 minutes, unless you're layering. So maybe you do the first layer and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do another layer, you know, because they said they didn't feel anything, it's fine, they have thicker skin, whatever. But it should subside in the first 3 to 4 minutes. And then it kind of neutralizes a little bit. For sensitive skin, leave on 3 to 5 minutes and do not use steam. For coarser skin, which means thicker skin, you can leave on 7 to 10 minutes and it can be used under steam. If they do have sensitive skin, rosacea, erythema, edema, anything going on, you may just want to switch, I don't think you guys, and just do maybe the daily microfoliant and then, or an enzyme. I don't think you guys got enzymes in your kit. Or just an enzyme treatment because that's not going to be as harsh. Assess the skin throughout the treatment, monitoring for excessive redness. Remove immediately if client experiences discomfort or irritation is severe. And then you can remove thoroughly with the Dermalogica double cleanse that begins with the pre-cleanse followed by the special cleansing gel. So if they're having a lot of sensation, you kind of want to guide feel. So we like to use the term sensation versus tingling or itching or burning. So that way you don't want to say, is your skin burning? Because then you put that in their head. But if you say sensation, there's all sorts of kinds of sensations. So then they have to actually tell you what's going on. You can do the whole double cleanse again after you do a Pro 30, which we'll go over later, which are their professional chemical peels, or after you do this to make sure that you've removed all of the resurfacer from the skin and they don't feel any sensation. If you do 2 cleanses, they shouldn't feel anything unless they're just hypersensitive. So those are going to be your options. We'll talk about this later for resurfacing that you guys can use, whether you're doing a Pro 30 or a Pro 60 and you're in your second module for a Pro 30, Pro 60, back treatment, what have you. Next, we're going to talk about extractions, and then we're going to watch a couple of videos that I found on the double cleanse, on the daily microfoliant, and on the extractions, and that'll be class today. So extractions is going to be your third module. This is where you go in and you remove debris from the skin. This is where you're either using an extractor tool, your fingers, Q-tips, or BT micro. Those are usually your 4 options to move it. I personally like my fingers. Some people, when they're starting out, they like to use extractors, what have you. It just depends on your personal preference. But this is a lot of times what people come in for is for you to actually remove blackheads, whiteheads, pimples, or I should say pustules from the skin. Sometimes milia, find that around the eye. I'm trying to think what else. And then, yeah, that's about it. Any type of lesions that you're able to actually get out of a pore and remove, you'll be able to do during this part. This is 10 minutes. This also includes your scaling fluid. Oh, okay, multi-active scaling gel. It used to be scaling fluid, but now it's multi-active scaling gel. This little guy is really good for prepping the skin for extractions. It's going to open the pores and allow for the actual debris to come out. When we go over devices, we'll talk about galvanic and disincrustation and how this alkaline skin to liquefy all the sebum and debris that's in the skin to make extraction easier. You will find that people that have smaller pores, extractions are harder on, and usually people that have bigger pores, extractions are easier on. Typically, the smaller pore clients have drier skins, and the larger pore clients have oilier skins, but both skins can be dehydrated. Keep that in mind. Sometimes people mix up dry and dehydration. But typically, the bigger the pore, usually the easier the usually the easier it is to get out the extraction. I'm looking for the active scaling gel. You're going to put this on and let it steam for just a few minutes. Some of the ladies, you guys can see, this is what a BT micro is, this little nanotechnology. You can use this. I think we have one at the school. I found it the other day. This is using ultrasound technology that basically creates vibrations, and through the vibrations, you put it on extraction mode, if that one has extraction. Sometimes they have different modes. You can put it on extraction mode, and you basically just run it up the face, and you'll just see like all the oil and like crap coming out of the skin. It's pretty cool.
What is that called, Miss Ashley?
A BT micro or a skin scrubber. If you get like an off-brand, it's called a skin scrubber.
Or a PT micro?
BT micro. That's what Dermalogica's brand is, a BT micro. But like if you get like an Amazon brand, it's a skin scrubber.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm trying to find the multi-active scaling gel so I can go over that with you guys and then show these videos. They've added a lot to their line. They really are a good line. I mean, I still use some stuff from them. I don't use all their things, but they have some good stuff. Like, I really like the Precleanse and the Daily Microfoliant. My Tia. All right. So the multi-active scaling gel is good for congested areas of skin prone to comedones. We have white comedones, black comedones. Comedones are going to be basically oil deposits in the skin that have either oxidized because there is an opening and they've turned black. So the sebum, if you look at a blackhead and you push it out, the tip sometimes is black. That's because it's oxidized. It's gotten too much oxygen. And as we know, oxygen can make things rancid, if you will, and change the color of them. Or you can have whiteheads, which will have a little covering over the pore, if you will, and they haven't been getting as much oxygen, so they're still the same color as all the other sebum in your skin. But you typically use the scaling gel. If somebody has a breakout all over, you can put it all over, or you can spot treat. So if they have maybe a breakout on their cheek, and you just put it on their cheek, and then you go in and you do your extractions there. If they have it all over, put it all over and do your extractions there. You know, if you feel like they need more extractions, maybe cut the touch therapy down to 5 or 6 minutes and do more extractions. But keep in mind that once the steam stops, the skin will only be able to give you what it can for about 10 more minutes, and then it shuts down. So a lot of people like to steam from the beginning of their facial all the way through. It's going to depend on your client's skin type. If they're more sensitive, obviously they already have heat going on. We don't want to infuse more heat into the skin. So maybe we only steam them for a little bit or not at all, depending. If it's somebody with thicker, more coarser skin, yeah, we can steam them probably up to the massage part throughout the extractions. Some people do steam throughout the extractions because it keeps the skin ready to actually release what's going on with it. So that would be kind of trial and error. But it's a versatile multi-purpose gel that can be used alone to facilitate extractions or mixed with the cleanser or exfoliant for an intensified effect. You dispense a half a pump to 1 pump of multi-active scaling gel into a cup. Using a fan mask brush, which everybody should have gotten the little fan brush. Those are really nice brushes, by the way. That's a good example of how your brushes should be, the one that you got with Dermalogica. Apply a thin layer to the areas of congestion, allow gel to activate and soften impactions for 3 minutes. It says option A, you can use with steam, or B, a modality option. A modality, you'll hear me say that a lot, a modality, electrical modality, devices, nanotechnology. These are gonna be our little devices, if you will, or machines that can enhance someone's facial experience. So on here, they have galvanic disincrustation, which is what I was talking about, utilizing the galvanic machine to help with someone that has oily skin or bad breakouts. So this, when it's used with the galvanic machine, becomes an alkaline product. And when we go over devices and machines, we'll talk about how alkaline products, when used in conjunction with the galvanic machine, liquefies sebum in the skin through a process called sonification, where everything is liquefied and it just makes it easy to extract the skin. This particular technique will be really good on your smaller pore clients. Yeah, smaller pore clients. Okay. Clients that have smaller pores. Because it will help open the pore and just liquefy everything. So if something's been in there for a long time, it's super hard. Using this in conjunction with galvanic will smooth it out, bring it to, you know, a good temperature, if you will, make it to where it can actually come through the skin, and it's not like this hard brick trying to come through this little hole. Instead, it becomes like a liquid, and now you're able to get it out. You perform dermalogical extraction techniques, then remove with multi-active scaling gel. Then you remove the multi-active scaling gel with sponges. Sometimes people are going to soak this junk up. Like, their little skin was so thirsty that there's nothing to remove. You can just take a hot towel or a warm towel if you want, or cotton rounds to remove the excess. And then you can do the post-extraction treatment if you want. I don't usually put it on there. The post-extraction treatment is going to be the areas of the skin where extractions have been performed. It's a liquid solution that helps smooth inflamed, irritated skin while creating an antiseptic environment. You complete the Dermalogica extraction technique portion of the skin treatment. You apply 1 to 2 pumps of the solution to a dry cotton pad and apply to the areas where the extractions were performed. This is where you can also use high frequency. High frequency is another facial modality that we'll go over when we talk about facial machines that has antiseptic properties that helps oxygenate the skin and basically leaves the follicles sanitized, if you will. So people that have breakouts can find a lot of benefit when getting high frequency treatments, whether it's the high frequency facial by itself or a high frequency treatment in conjunction with like a Pro 60. Your main ingredients are going to be tea tree, salicylic acid, sneezeweed. The benefits is it medicates and purifies the follicle. It speeds clearing of existing breakouts and prevents future breakouts, reduces redness and inflammation. It's good to use on post-waxed areas, and you usually use it prior to professional exfoliation to help remove excessive sebum. So that is your Pro 30, or an example of a Pro 30, but also your Pro 60. Next week, we'll talk about the touch therapy, the deep treatment, and the dermal layering. Right now, we're going to go ahead and watch a couple of videos demonstrating the double cleanse, the daily microfoliant, and extractions. So here is the double cleanse. Right back.
Miss Ash, are we supposed to be watching the video? Because I don't see or hear anything.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought, hold on. Oh, sorry. There you go. Can you see it now? I'm going to start it over.
Yes, ma'am.
I had to switch tabs. All right. Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry. So you can take your handy dandy mannequin head, ladies, and be practicing. This will all be posted on Google Classroom, and you can just go send that in for your practical requirements. Also send it in for hours, and then just be practicing. So that way, when you do your models and your real clients, you'll have some type of technique down. Now, you don't have to do it exactly like how they're doing it, but this gives you a basis for how you can start a facial. So right now she's doing effleurage, long strokes, hand over hand, going up the décolleté, the neck, the face. That's one of the main massage manipulations you're gonna have to know for state board. So that's an example. All right. That's an example of a pre-cleanse. Next, she's going to be going over the daily microfoliant and how great that is. So this is the resurfacer or the second module. Sorry about that. Oh, wait. Hold on. Can everybody see this tab? I just shared my whole screen.
No.
You can't? Okay, hold on. Let me. Next time I'll just have to share the whole. Oh. All right. Okay.
Ashley, we can't hear anything. It's on mute.
What'd you say?
We can't hear anything. The presentation is on mute. The screen that I see you on, the mute symbol isn't showing, but the screen that the video is playing, the mute symbol is showing.
Mute symbol. I haven't muted anything. Weird. Hold on. What do you mean mute? Like, where do you see mute?
Do you see how you see on all of the squares that microphone with the X, the little slash through it?
Yeah.
On that screen that's showing the video, it has that microphone with the slash through it.
Oh, interesting. This is weird. Okay. Hold on, we'll change that. Because I hit whole, the whole screen.
Because I saw it playing, I just couldn't hear anything that she was saying.
Okay. I'll have to take that off. That's the last one for extractions. No, I just did that, whatever that means. I'm trying to scroll down.
I think I saw it. Go down to where down at the bottom of the screen, it looked like it popped up for a second. Right there.
See this? Yeah, but that's on. Like it says.
Oh, it is, but I don't know why on, like I said, your screen right there, it shows the microphone on the video screen. Am I the only one not able to hear it?
Can everybody else hear, or you guys can't hear either?
I can't hear it. I can see what
You
she's
can't.
doing. No, ma'am.
Okay.
I can't
All
hear
right.
it either.
All right. So, can you hear this one?
No.
No. Oh. You know what?
Yeah, the little mute microphone is still on there. Like it shows on ours when we're on mute. That screen shows it.
Okay, let me try to go back in and present a tab. Let's see if that works. This one. Okay.
Beta hydroxy acid, which also
Can you
exfoliates
hear
the skin
now?
and removes and
Yes.
clears out those
All right.
follicles. And we've done
Apparently, you have to do it for every
Dermalogica's daily
screen.
microfoliant uses a combination of exfoliants, both chemical and physical, in a very unique rice-based powder to microfoliate dull debris and instantly leave the skin noticeably smoother and brighter. Now you might be asking, what is microfoliation? How does it compare to exfoliation? Well, we know that exfoliation is a deep process. You're actually using chemicals
Can
that are
everybody put
penetrating
their
down to the
devices
outermost
back on
layers of the
mute?
skin and helping you soften the outermost layers of cells so they can be sloughed off or washed away. Now, when you polish the skin using something like Dermalogica Skin Prep Scrub, you're basically just polishing the surface and removing the very outermost layer. Microfoliation falls somewhere in between. Let me give you a little example. I have a piece of tape here, and I know it's difficult to see, but trust me, there's some clear cello tape there. And I'm going to put it on my arm and press it down onto my skin and then peel it off. Now, I know it's difficult to see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this against this black piece of paper where I have put a piece of tape that obviously doesn't have my skin cells. You see the difference? That cloudy white appearance there that shows up against the black? Those are the outermost layers of my skin. That's stratum corneum that we want to microfoliate. It's these cells that are dulling the appearance of your skin. Imagine these on your face when you look in the mirror in the morning. This is what gives you that muddy look. So we want to microfoliate our skin, removing those outermost cells. Now, daily microfoliant is a unique powder. And here I've poured a little bit of our daily microfoliant into this little dish, and I'm going to put a little bit of water. And by adding the water, we are now activating this powder. What we're able to do is, by keeping it in a powder form, we're able to keep all the actives stabilized. When we add the water, we're now releasing papain or papaya enzyme, which is the same enzyme used in meat tenderizer. We're using salicylic acid, which is a beta hydroxy acid, which also exfoliates the skin and removes and clears out those follicles. And we've done this all in a rice bran base. Now, why is rice bran so important in this formulation? Well, not only do you get the benefit of the rice bran that gives the polishing effect on the surface of the skin, but rice bran, that brown part of the rice, has 10% phytic acid, and phytic acid is known for softening the skin. As a matter of fact, for years in the rice paddies of Japan, the women farmers used to take the rice water that they were soaking, they used to bathe in it, they used to wash their faces in it. It softened the skin, it brightened the skin. So daily
Rice water will also help your hair grow, but it smells like butt.
microfoliant is capitalizing on physical properties or physical exfoliation in this microfoliation process. We're using chemical exfoliants such as salicylic acid and papain, and we're getting the benefit of the phytic acid, the phytochemical from that rice bran, to soften the skin. It is this unique combination of rice bran, salicylic acid, combined with cleansing agents that not only polishes the skin, it microfoliates those top layers, leaving it a brighter, softer skin surface. And this gentle yet effective formula is safe for daily use, hence the name Daily Microfoliant. It's no wonder Daily Microfoliant is Dermalogica's #1 product around the world.
Cool. All right, one more video. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. Switch the screen.
Skin 30, so no exfoliation. Because I'm doing an extraction module. So you're going to cleanse, extraction, and then the dermalogica. Okay. Is that what we're all doing? I mean, if you want to add exfoliation, you can, but I just didn't. Okay, so now I'm going to let that sit for 3 to 5 minutes.
I can hear, but just a little bit.
What'd you say?
I can hear, but
So I'm
just a
going to take
little
my
bit. Like the
finger
volume needs to
and I'm
be
going
turned
to
up,
put
I
it
believe.
in the middle of the triangle and fold the triangle down. And then I want to like squish it back so that it's right at the base of my finger.
I think that's as loud as it goes. Can you hear it now?
Right here and fold it in.
It's
And
better.
fold it with my thumb.
Okay, I mean it's gonna be on.
And then I'm going to start to roll from here down.
The classroom too, if you want to replay it.
To end up being on the bottom of your finger. It creates a cushion for the skin. So as I
So
roll
they're
it,
showing you how to do a draping for your finger when you do finger extraction.
I'm building up that roll along the bottom. See that? And then it goes up and over like that, and I hold it with my thumb. Now this is the hard part, is wrapping your other finger. So you fold it in.
And this is, again, Dermalogica's way.
And notice how I'm using my thumb to kind of help me along the way. And then I'm going to use this to wipe her skin off so that it's not super soaked with scaling gel. If it's too wet, then when I try to extract, my little mittens will just slip. So you don't fully take off the scaling gel. No, just make sure the skin's dry. Okay, so now I'm going to start my extraction technique. So I'm going to pick a comedone that I want to extract, and I actually need this right over her face, because you want to be looking through the lamp so that you can see the skin.
You should have put cotton pads over her or some type of eye draping. You never want to put light directly into your client's face. I know for me, when I get my lashes done, if they put it directly in my face, it can cause me to have a headache. So keep that in mind, that you want to cover their eyes for hazardous reasons.
Magnified. So I'm going to pick something to work on. Doesn't actually really have a lot of extractable congestion here. So I'm going to put that thing that I want to extract in between my fingers. My fingers are parallel, like little 11s. And then you push the skin out just slightly and roll so that you pinch that congestion between your fingers. And then you just wiggle your fingers together and push down out of the follicle. Down another one. So pinch, twist.
And sometimes you have to use your extractor tool. Sometimes you might have to use a BT micro. Again, it's going to depend on how giving the client's skin is. They don't want to let it go.
I really want to focus. So on the forehead, really just parallel, pinch. Notice how our skin kind of pops up in between there, and then you move it like that. If the skin is too wet, your fingers will just slip right off. So that's kind of what I was experiencing up here on her forehead in some places.
What happens when the tissue gets like that?
That's fine. That's from it being too wet. So you can also like move around. Like let's say I wanted to go this way and work on it. I could. I just always have to remember to wipe down out of the follicle. Don't wipe up because you'll be pushing bacteria back up into the follicle. So I'm going to come over here and start working on her nose. So the tip of the nose you can just pick up and just.
Those are like blackheads. You see them.
I want to show you how to do the nose since this is my favorite part. So you twist them towards you. And you want their head to be
Graders on her face.
and then you put your finger like literally right up inside their nostril, and your thumb goes here, just kind of stretching the nose out. See that? This one is the one that puts pressure. So the one holding her nose is just holding. It's not actually doing any wiggling. This one you press, and then you wiggle.
So your thumb, Rebecca, because we can't see it, is holding the opposite side of the nose.
Mm-hmm. What you want is to pop this part right here. And sometimes it takes a few tries to really get it. Like if it push down here sometimes, depending on the shape of their nose.
And tell them to breathe through their mouth.
Up,
People will stop breathing.
Starts coming out. Unless they're really dehydrated. I think she's more dehydrated
So the skin's not
than we
giving.
originally thought. There we go.
Pores are huge.
Can we use the steamers today too, or is it?
It is red.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna get red. You're pushing on your children's face.
Mm-hmm. But the post extraction solution should help with bringing that redness down because it is an anti-inflammatory.
And then is that your last?
Yeah, once a week, and then they need home care too because if they're just letting the blackheads come back in, fill up their pores, it's just constant.
All right, we will stop there. All right, does anybody have any questions over what we went over today? I'm gonna work this, there we go. Does anybody have any questions over what we went over today? Everything will be on Google Classroom in just a little bit. I just have to go back and get the videos and upload everything, but I'll be on there soon. If you don't have any questions, you're more than welcome to rewatch them. We'll have class tomorrow at 10 a.m. and then you'll have evening class again tomorrow. Class on Wednesday, 10 a.m., no evening class, and then Thursday morning and afternoon class. We'll be picking up with histories and careers tomorrow, chapter 1. In your Cengage, it should be week 1, I think, in your textbook. So we'll be talking about how like beautification, cosmetics, everything came about from earlier generations to where we are today, and then the job opportunities that you can have because of that. And then Wednesday, we'll be doing like life skills and professional image, and then Thursday, we'll be communicating for success. Please start practicing your Pro 30s, Pro 60s. Those of you that haven't, everybody should have their kit by now. If you haven't, please reach out to Nav or Maddie so they can make sure they get you one. And Mondays will be like our practical days. So for an hour, 5:30, 6:30, we'll just be going over different things for you guys to practice. The goal is to have you guys eventually show your faces and let me see. I know it's not the same on video as it would be in person, but just getting a little idea of what you're kind of doing can kind of help me gauge, you know, if you're going in the right direction, you need correction or what have you. And then your career path assignment is due on Thursday. Somebody has a question?
Yeah, the theories in the morning, is it the same as the ones in the night?
I think she's doing different things. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. She might play the same stuff or she might teach different things. I'd hope she'd go over other stuff
They're
in the
different.
book, but okay, there you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, I hope you ladies have a good night. Stay warm out there. It's kind of cold. And hopefully we'll see you guys online tomorrow morning.
It's Ashley.
Yeah.
This is Sharice. Did you get my videos yesterday?
I did.
Okay. Just checking.
Thank you.
Did you know she got a video back? I mean, not a video. Jesus. An email back. But I never did get an email back that it was successful, is what the instructions had said.
Okay, I'll check into that. But yeah, I got it.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
All right. You ladies have a good one. Bye.